When you're working with your child, give yourself some credit. This is the learning curve. But one of the biggest tips are, first of all, the gentle touch. Second, the touch is two-handed, like dancing, and deals with rotation. But third, you got to slow it down. You're doing great that you're working on your child. I can't begin to even tell you how fast that is. Your baby has not gone into running yet, and that would be running. The first thing that you're looking for too is you want to watch your hand positions here. You're not looking, again, notice my elbows don't come off the table. I'm coming down here, but my hand is not on the system. My fingers are, right? And so one of the things that you're looking for, and it's just that slow, but your baby has to synchronize all these kind of movements, right? And this is what you're after. It's very similar, again, working with the liquid. Now, this liquid, again, sorry to roll my baby like this. This is why I teach the water bowl technique, right? Look what I have to do to get this water nice and stable. Now, when you're dealing with a child, especially with a heavy head, you know, and has had movements, again, a lot of infections. This is where you're really seeing the complications coming, because the fluid dynamics still have not re-engaged in the body. It's not about where you put your fingers. It's about the movement that you're offering your child. Yes, I have to show where my fingers are. Now, the next step would be, again, is to synchronizing to get that head off the ground. Again, right here. Your child's going to move, and they're going to come back, and you're just, but see, when you have these hand positions, you can move in around, and you can go, hi, sweetheart, and then you can go back to what you're doing. But don't feel like you have to brace them, that they have to stay there. And so when you're working with the spine, now for infants, right now, my nails are getting a little bit too long. You know, you just want to be here or through the pubic bone strike, but I'm not doing this kind of movement. I'm just not. You just don't see when the movement doesn't feel right to you. So again, watch that thumb work. You want to be here, just like you're just this nice lifter lever. Because again, going back to my liquid, when I'm here, do you know what I mean? If I'm here working, I'm not going to go like this, because again, see how violent that movement is? You can hear the sloshing, and I'm not going far. But when you're underneath like this, but your goal on something like this, literally, and it's no different than you're out drinking and you're doing, you know, like an English yard glass, but your goal should be where that horizon stays as stable as possible. So eventually your child will come up to sitting, keeping a nice little vestibular system going and coming back down. This is why I have you play with the water. But if I was doing this and grabbing the head like this, just again, guys, this is the physics of movement lesson. Your touch can just throw a system. It just really will. Really will. So that's why, I teach in the class, it's about like touching butter and not leaving a fingerprint, or touching a rose petal and not soiling it. And it's a little bit of a challenge, and take it as such. But playing with the water is a lot more beneficial than you think, and that you're working with it. Now, when I get a child up and so forth, again, same thing too. Like if I'm working with a child that's had, let's say, an ear infection, this is how I'm doing it. It's like pouring water out. But I'm not doing this. Again, it doesn't take much where my tempo or my touch can really just cause a violent inner reaction. Remember, milestones are based on inner responses to movement. They are not met from outer responses. We can do stuff where we have outer responses to movement, like we're catching a football or something like that. Babies don't work that way. They deal with inner responses, and that's where you want to keep it at. Thanks.